David, good morning, David.
Good morning, Emmett.
David, you're a very interesting case, and I think, when we talk about this, there's a difference between people choosing not to have a physical relationship and people who can't have a physical relationship, and you fall into the latter class. You're 60 years of age, and for a long time, my friend, you have been living with the problem of erectile dysfunction. How long?
Well, I was 44 when it first happened. I had what's called an enlarged prostate, and I went to the doctor because I couldn't maintain an erection. And then after that, I had these biopsies, they're called, and that was the end of it. I no longer get any sort of response down below or anything, yet I still feel like most men do. Yeah. So I'm lucky that I'm in a relationship with my wife, and it's 41 years we've been together now, and she's staying with me.
And the doctors say nothing works for you, the Viagra doesn't work, or is there any treatments, any hope at all? Can they operate on your prostate? Can they do anything? They've
operated on my prostate, and there's nothing they can do. I've tried all the Viagras that you can mention, the injections, the suction devices, the creams that you can put on. I've tried everything, and at first I used to lie to my wife and make out as though I wasn't interested in sex, and I'm a HGV driver, so I was away from home.
So you could dodge the issue, right? Yeah, he's not alone. He's speaking on behalf of many, many people.
He is. I mean, the thing about erectile dysfunction, it may be to do with stress or anxiety or psychological, but it's quite often physiological, and it's very often to do with the prostate. So to any men out there suffering, please go and see your GPs. It's very often to do with that. Now, one of the things that you say, David, is that you're happy with your wife. You've got on with... what you've got on with, I hope, is a kind of sex life. It may not involve penetrative sex because you have erection issues, but there are other ways, and you seem to be doing, of showing affection, of showing love, of having a warm, intimate sexual relationship without actually having the act of sex itself. Does that make sense to you? Is that something that you have with your wife?
Well, you try to do that. And we do kiss, cuddle, we still stay in the same room together. Good. But as a man, you still think about your wife. I love her to bits.
There's lots of ways you can please your wife, of course, without necessarily having an erection or without penetrative sex. And you sound like the kind of guy who really cares, who's really thinking about this. So there are many ways of having a good sex life without penetrative sex.
Yeah, well, I've gone through the bad times where I asked her for a divorce.
Well, David, I think, like Jo said, your wife clearly loves you, and she's still there being supportive, and I'm sure you could remain happy together, like you said there. Otherwise, I'm so sorry to go, but I just want to go to one more question, if you don't mind, David.